What's going on, YouTubeites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Blocks presents the CovrPrice Top 10. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Make sure you guys hang out. Thank you guys all for joining us. Wow, straight off the top of the bat, we already got a super chat and we haven't even started yet, man. So thank you, Josh G, for the 199 super sticker. Appreciate you, brother. So just for that, you know, let's get some music for you guys while you guys are congregating. You want to stick around. This is a major announcement. I would, this is like the equivalent of back in the days of MTV, you know, what would they call like a world premiere. This is the first time ever, boys and girls. This is pretty big news, at least for in our circle. And we'll drop that as soon as we play you some music, man. So let's get right into it. So kick back, relax, put on your headgear. I'm gonna give you a trip through the atmosphere. It's Tuesday, and I cannot wait for What If tonight. What If Doctor Strange? Yo, I am so hyped, so hyped. Justin, say what's good to the party people.
Man, what's going on? How many lords does it take to do a CovrPrice top 10 tonight? Just the two of us, man.
Just two. Apparently, Zach is drunk at a Little League game. I didn't even know you could drink at a Little League game. And Ryan is redoing his man cave. So next time you see him, it should be a totally different look
awesome
on there. Yeah. So once again, thank you guys all for joining in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. We drop every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. Oh my God, I sound like I'm doing a monster truck rally. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Also Saturday, make sure we're gonna let this run for like another week, is the 7,000 subs giveaway that I posted a video on Saturday on how to enter. There's already over 200 entries, so my God, it's getting big. But hey, man, we love all you guys for supporting Lords of the Long Box, the Comic-Con podcast, 3 Men in the Basement, all the cats that have been on. I really appreciate you for your support twice. For the first time and the second time. So
12K subs.
Yeah. Pay attention to my Instagram tomorrow. I'm going to show some smattering of slabs that the Comics, Tunes, and Toys gave us for the giveaway. Also, part of the giveaway, our friends over at Rocket Comics are going to give you something. Also, you can hit them up for your pressing services. Tell them the Lord sent you. Get 20% off your first pressing order, be it 1 book or 200 books, and then 10% after that. The show is also sponsored by our friends over at the GeekySwagShop.com. Go to Geeky Swag Shop and you get your hoodies and t-shirts. Stop asking for red shirts and red hoodies. Those are only for Lords members. Sorry, man. But I told them that, and they know that they won't. They will only give red out to the Lords members, or if I deem you worthy enough to rock the red. Like my man Swoverine was rocking the red because he's like an unofficial. He's like the bouncer of Lords of the Long Box. So I gave that to him.
He's the muscle.
Yeah, the show is sponsored by our friends over at CovrPrice.com. Sign up for your price guides, collections, and trends. You can sign up for a 2-week free trial or $6.99 a month, and you can get the full-blown collections, trends, the top 10 list, the shakers, the movers. The shakers we do every Thursday. If you're catching us on Rewind, we're live. Also, we're on podcasts. Hey, Alexa, play Lords of the Long Box podcast on Spotify. The show is also sponsored by our great friends over at KRSComics.com. KRSComics.com also has variants. Now they have a pull box. So you just kind of LOTLB to get 15% off anything in the KRS Comics stores, including KRS Comics exclusives, as well as from their pull box. And I'm going to get right to the big news, because the news that I want to drop is but two of my worlds colliding. And to announce that news, world premiere, I got my buddy Mikey Sutton.
I have scooped so many people in the past couple of years. I have never scooped myself, which is the weirdest feeling I ever wait a minute, I'm scooping myself. What the hell? Thank you so much to KRS Comics. We are releasing a Natalie Sanders variant of my Dreamwalker comic book. It'll be an exclusive to KRS Comics. Going to be sending Natalie pictures of Kate Valdez as she does the cover for the exclusive variant.
This is what the regular cover looks like. Yep. That's what Katie Valdez looks like. And if you want to also, let me play this quick clip of what Katie Valdez looked like, and then the Natalie Sanders is the perfect person to do it.
Konnichiwa, this is Kate Valdez, and happy anniversary to Geekosity. And also, congratulations and thanks to the awesome people behind your geek. You guys are amazing. Keep it up, and more scoops to come. Stay safe.
I love you too, Katie. Marry me.
What a thrill and an honor. I've seen the KRS exclusives for DC and Marvel. I'm like, what am I doing here? What an incredible honor, really it is. So this comic book, this variant, Natalie Sanders variant, is exclusive to KRS Comics. They're the only ones who will have it. It's a limited edition, so when it's up for sale, grab it, because it won't be there for very long, I don't think, with her fans.
And I don't know how much more into detail you can go. You're not going through Diamond, correct?
Nope, not going through Diamond.
So really, KRSComics.com and maybe Amazon are the only two places you'll be able to buy this, okay? So it's not going to be at your LCS, so it's going to be hot on. We all love Natalie Sanders on his channel, and you want me to preview some other art from your book, the internals?
Yeah, and so, I sent you on your Facebook. I sent you another art there. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Nice. Look at that guy hanging upside down. Whew.
That looks like a really evil version of Sauron from the X-Men.
They're called the Wok Wok. It's a Philippine legend. They're basically bird-like vampires, and they eat people.
That is like the stuff of nightmares. I do not need vampires flying around eating me.
I kind of put a twist on it. They actually in my book they focus on family members. Every year they will find a family member and eat them. And so it gets really dark.
So there you go, man. So KRS Comics exclusive for Dreamwatcher #1. Yeah. Natalie Sanders is going to be doing the cover.
What an honor. She's an incredible artist.
Only available on KRS Comics.
And also, first time ever, the release date's coming out December. So I'll give you the exact day. And also, KRS Comics is going to have a special Dreamwalker section. They will carry all the regular versions of Dreamwalker as well, including the Lords of the Long Box variant. So you guys are gonna love the cover to that one. It's a homage to Days of Future Past. Spoiler
That's all
alert.
you have to say.
Uh-oh.
That's all if you know that. Yeah. So I do believe this is the first time this is a Filipino artist,
Yeah.
writer, and website will be selling this comic.
Yeah, first time ever. Never been done before.
First time
Nice.
ever, man. So that is the big news. It's going to be huge, man. There's major networks in the Philippines already picking up
Yeah.
on this. Kate Valdez has something ridiculous like on
She's
Instagram.
got- yeah.
She has 1.1 million followers on Instagram.
Yep, and
even
2 million
more.
and 2 million on Facebook. Also, really interesting here. My artist. It's funny. I was talking to Chris from KRS Comics, and I said, he asked me, so is the first issue done yet? I said, well, there's a couple of pages he's inking, but it's almost done. And the reason why he hasn't finished yet, he's working on a multi-million-dollar giant robot mecha show. Voltus
Voltus
5.
5. Yes.
Well, he's working on the comic book. I'm like, it's just, how weird is that, right?
It is awesome, man. Congratulations
Thank you.
to
And
Mikey and
Tito,
KRS.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You put me and Chris together. How we all met does not make sense. I think if this was a
It's
film,
crazy.
it's crazy, right?
It's crazy. It's serendipity, as I would
Yeah.
say. You know, it's just friendships, and then you know
Everything.
continue to talk, and you're like, hey, by the way, I have somebody knows this, somebody knows this. Let me put the peanut butter and jelly together, and let me make a jam sandwich. And so there you go,
Yeah,
man.
it just so happens that this guy he's known for 10 years, who has a comic store, is Filipino too. And it's just like,
Yeah.
then he meets me, and then I discovered a Kate that same month. So, like, it just doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it's-
don't make sure
Yeah.
and make sure you do not miss Sunday's show. I don't want to give too much away.
oh my God.
But it's going to be the long-term spec list, the mother of all long-term spec
Yes,
lists.
yes.
Because first time ever we actually have. Can we talk about it now or no?
We can tell you that these are
No.
people who work in the industry who speculate on their own information. But they get by working there. I mean,
There you go. So we won't name any companies. Let's just say
Yeah.
people at Disney, Marvel, Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
wherever,
yeah.
and they have a cabal of collectors, and they know what projects are going, and they know what stories they're actually going and buying specific issues. So tune in Sunday at 5 p.m. This is going to be the long-term spec list you do not want to miss. But Mikey, you want to hang around while me and
sure.
Justin?
Yeah. One more
read
thing
backwards?
about Sunday, TiVo. I haven't even told you this. I want to get your live reaction to this. I look at the list, TiVo. There's 6 cannonballs in there.
Holy cow!
Okay, so
If anybody wants to join the show and
Writing
drink
them
along
down
with
now.
me,
don't miss Sunday. Okay, you just
All
don't
right.
miss it.
Sunday. All right, so Sunday is
Yeah.
going to be a huge long-term spec list. 6 cannonballs. Got some inside there. This is like inside the Matrix. So you
Yeah.
guys don't want to miss this. But
the cabal that
yeah,
people keep
oh,
talking
wow.
about, man. The
this
real
is the
cabal.
It's a real thing, man.
Very
So
good list.
all right, let's get right to it, boys and girls. This is the Cover Price Top 10. Let's start off with the runner-up that doesn't almost good enough to break the top 10. What do we got as the runner-up, Justin?
Well, this one's interesting. Black Panther #4 from Marvel Comics from 2005. So, of course, the very strong rumors of Shuri's actress, Letitia Wright, taking on the Black Panther mantle persistently, has been going pretty well. But her first appearance as an issue 2 is officially a 1K book and a 9.8. However, fans quickly turned into her second appearance, which is in this issue. Note, there's a lot of market confusion around this issue and issue #3, with sellers noting that both are her second appearance in this issue. In issue #3, she only appears in 2 panels as a child during a flashback. So this issue 4 gets the honor of her second appearance in the title. It sold 20 copies last week, 7-day uptrend of 218%, and a high sale for $48 on a raw. Not bad.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, there was set photos that were leaked that they were filming parts of Black Panther in Atlanta, but they made it look like MIT. And if you read the comics, Ruby Williams went to MIT. So it looks like they're going to take the Ruby Williams origin and tweak it a little bit and make it, instead of, Tony Stark founder, it could be like Shuri and the Wakandans founder, and maybe helped her with the armor. So, Tony Stark is dead now. And then, so obviously it makes sense, since Shuri seems to be the one that can build suits and technology, maybe it helps her with it. But there's set photos of Shuri riding a motorcycle, and they made a fake MIT campus, but it's actually because they film everything in Atlanta, basically. I mean, if you ever notice a city that looks vaguely familiar, it's either Atlanta or somewhere in Canada. You know what I mean? If it's not straight up New York City, it's one of those, because it's hard to film anything in New York City with so much traffic and everything. You get licensing, and also in LA now, the cost to film in LA, and plus just the amount of things that are going on in LA. Atlanta has like a huge area where they can film things. So number 11 on the list is Black Panther. Number 4. All right, number 10 on the list is what else? Black Panther. Number 5. Again, with rumors of Shuri actress Letitia Wright taking on the Black Panther mantle. Her first in-story appearance. Note this: she appears in costume on the cover of issue number 1 of this series, of the 2009 series, and the Black Panther costume is on the last page of this issue. This has been trending for a while now, but its recent recycle rumor helped it move 26 copies, had a 7-day trend of 220%, and a high sale, $750 for a CGC 9.8. That is crazy. Plus, it's just really dope. Jason Scott Campbell.
Oh, absolutely, on that cover.
And I'm here to verify that she is Black Panther.
Really?
Since I'm here anyway, we might as well verify.
Yeah,
so she's joining the Avengers.
Oh, jeez.
Man, I hope she bulks up, because
I know, right?
Yeah, she needs like a couple of sandwiches just to bulk up. But hey, once you get in a suit, they can they can make them look bigger. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Interesting enough, I was watching like Michael Keaton recent interview on one of the late night shows. It was either like Kimmel or Colbert, one of the two, and he was talking about the first Batman movie. He was working out, right?
Oh yeah, I saw that interview.
And then the story is Jack Nicholson walks up to him and goes, "Why are you working out?" "I'm getting ready for the role." And Jack Nicholson says, "Whatever." And he just walked up and he goes, "Yeah, there's no need for me to bulk up because there's a suit that I'm going to be wearing anyway. So why bulk up?" Ben Affleck, great Batman, but my God, he got a little too big to where it almost looks like, how can he move in that suit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like sometimes, like Thor, needs to bulk up because he's showing him his bare arms or whatnot. Superman, but the Batman costume is pretty bulky as it is, so we shall see. But I always liked the more acrobatic Batman. When I say that, for old time Batman readers, the Batman who's doing like, flips and jumping around and stuff. And you can always imagine he's got that sleek costume. But then again, spandex Batman does not work well on the big screen. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work. All right. So number 10 on the list is Black Panther. Number 5. What do we got for number 9?
Here's a book that we've had on our list a few times. So Ghost Rider, number 28 from Marvel Comics, 1992. So this is also due to some persistent rumors and speculation that Donny Ketchlade-led Midnight Suns is in development over at Disney Plus. This issue does feature the first cameo appearance of the Midnight Suns via a future premonition, but their first full appearance is Ghost Rider number 31. But issue 38 is the market preference right now, and it sold 42 copies, 7-day uptrend of 138%, and a high sale for $350 and a CGC 9.8. Not bad. The movie.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Matt pointed that out in his notes, that it's the market preference. Mm-hmm. We've always said that, no matter how many people do videos and posts about this is the true first appearance, it's kind of what the market is dictated, right? And maybe the market will self-correct itself, it will correct itself. Maybe it won't, but this is just the book that they're getting. It's the classic Hulk 180, 181. 181 long ago was deemed Wolverine's first appearance, even though he appears on the back of 180 and even says, "I'm the Wolverine." But anyway, so there's that. So like we've been telling you, Mike, you can attest to this. We've been talking about supernatural Marvel heroes for a while now. I mean, they doubled down with the Midnight Suns video game. So if you, like I said, if you read the tea leaves, it's all leading in the same place. All right. So if you noticed, I placed the over-under on Spider-Man related books at 4.5. Let's see if we finally get our first Spider-Man book.
Oh, yes, we
I
do.
wonder why.
All you, Tim.
Oh, is this me? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot. All right. So this is Spider-Man number 545, the de jure variant. The recent Spider-Man No Way Home trailer led to a lot of speculation that Make Everyone Forget spell led many to the Make Everyone Forget spell led many many parallels seen in the One More Day and One Moment in Time storylines that circled around Peter Parker and Mary Jane making a deal with Mephisto to save Aunt May by sacrificing their marriage and erasing decades of continuity. The heavy speculation is centered around Doctor Strange as Mephisto in disguise, hence why this specific variant is also trending. It's an issue where the deal with Mephisto was actually made, helping it sell 30 copies, 7-day trend of 289%, and a high sale of a CDC 9.8. And I just wanted to point out again and again, this is one of the most hated storylines in all of not only Marvel comics, but in the top 2 of Spider-Man comics. First, it's the Clone Saga, and then it's this one, right? That, people, but now, whatever, 20 years later, it's like everybody's snatching them up. Since we got an insider with us, Mikey, who do you think that Doctor Strange is that we see in the trailer and inside the sanctum and all the snow?
Yeah, from what I've been told, it's he's possessed. It is Doctor Strange, but he's possessed. Is what I have been told. But it's a Mephisto mashed up with Nightmare is what I keep hearing over and over again.
Yeah, because if you watch the trailer, there's a very ominous part where you hear Doctor Strange goes, "Be careful what you wish for, Parker," which doesn't sound like everybody's, there's memes like, Doctor Strange joking what he can't do a joke without being, Peter Parker talking over him. And, to me, I mean, if you think about all the things that Doctor Strange does, he's very specific. In Endgame, he doesn't tell Tony Stark. He is the one that has to do it. He tells him there's only one way of this going, right? There's things he does that to protect the multiverse and time and everything. So for him to just do this spell so flippantly, it's obvious, right? It's super odd. Yeah. But like Mikey and I have talked about this before, like the reason why they may not just call him Mephisto is because of the satanic elements of it. Maybe they'll call him something else. I mean, Mephistopheles is actually the real name of what the devil is. It in Dante's Inferno? What they call him? Mephistopheles? Yeah. And that's also in the Queen song. Oh no, that's Beelzebub. My bad. But there's many names of it, but it doesn't matter who's the name. But just if you guys watch the MCU films, you guys know even the Disney Plus shows, they tweak it a little bit just to kind of fit the mold of what's going on in the MCU. To just so having. I mean, you can't have this guy appear on screen like that, can you? It'd be, for fanboys, it would be dope, right?
We'd love
for other people, good Lord, the West Baptist Borough Church will go nuts with this and just start doing all kinds of crazy stuff. All right, so number 8 on the list, Amazing Spider-Man number 545, the Dejervic. I'm just gonna say Dejervic. I hope I said that right.
You're good. It's
coming in at number 8. All right, what do you got for number 7?
Number 2 for Spider-Man. So Amazing Spider-Man number 638. Again, continuing from our number 8 number, we had reveals that the terms of the deal were in this issue from 545. It did sell 49 copies, had a 7-day uptrend of 186%, and a high sale of $345 for a CGC 9.8 for a book that nobody cared about 2 weeks ago. Wow.
Easily dollar bin fodder. All these books were easily dollar bin fodder, even though Mikey, aka the Black Knight, gave us this scoop 2 years ago, and you were even specific in your scoop. And when I read it online, when I read it live on air, it said Doctor Strange would do a spell to make everybody forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That verbatim, I read that on our show. So, and then verbatim. That's what we got in the trailer. So very, very interesting, man. But
no one bought it, right? Like that's like Thrawn. No one bought it. Like, okay, you're gonna wait for a trailer? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
spend $45.
Yeah, me and Justin, we all got Thrawn. So
I got enough.
Yeah. So there you go, man. So, but yeah, this was. Nobody, I mean, everybody's thinking this is an amazing story. No, it was hated at the time because the reason they hated was because they made MJ and Peter Parker never get married. I mean, albeit to save Aunt May's life, but there's, you deal with the devil and that's what you get, right? The devil's in the detail. Oh my God. Come on. There's so many hints. God damn it. I can't wink. Devil's in the details. Come on, Jesus. Come on, guys. It's right in front of you. Read the tea leaves. All right. So Amazing number 7, Amazing Spider-Man number 638.
What is more hated, this or Sins Past? So
Clone Saga. Clone Saga is
okay,
easily
that
hated
was
more
pretty
than this.
bad. That was pretty bad.
And then definitely the Clone Saga is hated the most. All right. So number 6 on the list, another one. Amazing Spider-Man number 545. Yep, another Spider-Man surely dominated the list. This Deal with the Devil story helped push the standard cover to new highs. It holds 36 copies, had a 7-day trend, and 265% at a high sale for $290. This is just for the regular A cover. Just for the regular A cover. That is amazing, man. So, but as Matt DeVoe noted in the notes last week, and as we read them last week, just like the huge amount of speculation that built up to Spider-Man Far From Home, right? When everybody was speculating on Molten Man, Hydro Man, and the Elementals. And remember that? And we all told you that, hey, Mysterio's known for doing these kind of tricks.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they did it, but it didn't help people. You know, people still bought them up, but there you go. The other day, somebody bought a first appearance of Corona, and they were proud of it. I saw it on Instagram, and I was just like, "What the hell? Really? Okay." Anyway,
oh my god!
Good for you. Amazing Spider-Man number 545 coming in at number 6. Here's another one that's been in the news. Is it Spider-Man? Is it Spider-Man?
No. So this one's really interesting, and we definitely want to hear Mikey's take on it after. So Werewolf by Night number 1 from Marvel Comics 2020. So Variety is reporting that Marvel Studios is searching for a Latino actor to lead an untitled Halloween special for Disney+. Variety has confirmed even they note that the special could be based on Werewolf by Night and could feature Jack Gomez, who was introduced in the Marvel Universe last year in the comic Werewolf by... Oh, Jake. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Jake Gomez, Werewolf by Night, Volume 3, Number 1, created by Taboo of the Black Eyed Peas, Scott Eaton, and Benjamin Jackendorf. Gomez is described to be a descendant of the Native American tribe Hopi, who has been cursed with lichenology, which is, of course, lichens are werewolves, but in their lineage,
Lycan, not Likaen.
Yeah,
for you guys.
So even Variety is getting into the spec game. This news lit a fire under a lot of collectors. Jake's first appearance in this issue is moving 41 copies with a 7-day uptrend of 310% and a high sale for $200 and a CGC 9.8. Mikey, what do you know about this?
Yeah, it is Jake Gomez. Funny, I was just messaging Tivo about this last night. That it's Jake Gomez, not Jack Russell. And so Midnight Suns, we scooped this years ago, Tivo. They are indeed forming, but there is going to be a name change. It'll be SUNS, like the video game that's going to be coming out. Because there's female members,
Exactly, yeah.
Like Glyph is going to be in there. Also, I got a accidental cannonball, cloak and dagger.
Well, you know what? I can honestly say this is the first ever cannonball on a CovrPrice top 10. So,
there you go. You never know what you can expect, right?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
2 firsts on the show. Look at that.
There you go. Yeah, I get a lot of people asking me about this, and I had no answer for them until just recently. People ask about Cloak and Dagger, like where are they? Are they going to be rebooted? Cloak and Dagger are in development. They're going to be in Midnight Suns.
Nice. And
That
recast
show was
it.
good.
Yeah, recast. Yeah, I'm afraid so.
I actually thought the actors did pretty well.
I like Olivia Holt. She's great. Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the blonde chick, she's hot.
Oh,
I mean,
oh my god,
Yeah, it was great. It was a great Hulu. What was it? Hulu, right?
Yeah, it was Hulu, and it wasn't awful. When she first threw her light daggers, I was like, "Whoa, that's just like the comics right there."
Yeah.
And, the cloak was cloak-like, but it wasn't like full blown, engulfing you in darkness. But there you go.
No, this will be faithful to the comics. It's full blown Cloak and Dagger. Oh.
So, do you think we're going to see Jack Russell version of Werewolf by Night, or are we just going to see the Jake Gomez version?
I've been hearing Jake Gomez, but you know what? There's also a chance of, Jack Russell being the older, mentor type, whatever. Like they could always do that.
Yeah,
But it's
because
still
they like to pay
development.
homage to the
Yeah.
original characters. Yeah, but this is definitely going to be the Halloween special. And I mean,
Yep.
and I just cringe, I guess, anytime I hear Halloween special. I get I get trauma of like the Star Wars holiday special,
Oh God,
right?
no.
So so it's not going to be like a comedy then, right? It's going to be more of
No.
like a Halloween horror special.
Yeah, they're gonna go full on supernatural to you, which I know you're gonna love. Um,
Yes.
so
Cool.
Midnight Suns will actually. All this begins with Moon Knight. Okay, Moon Knight's gonna kick off Werewolf by Night. It's all gonna continue into each other. Cloak and Dagger will be brought in Midnight Suns, and then you're gonna get Strange Academy in a couple of years. So you're gonna get full on horror.
Yep. Get Doctor Voodoo too, because Wolf,
Oh,
Cloak and
God, yeah.
Dagger. I mean, he Cloak and Dagger is in New Orleans. So is Doctor Voodoo. Doctor Voodoo is also
Yep.
a teacher at Strange Academy. So I mean, there's it's full blown. I mean, I hate to compare it to Harry Potter, but there is like a vacuum that was left open for this type of, magic type show.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be Mark Millar to it with his show. What is it called? The Magic Order that they're doing, which is great, series 2, but it's like the, let's say it's a bit R-rated compared to the Avengers Academy. If you haven't gotten Mark Millar's The Magic Order, somebody tweeted at him recently, and he said, "Yep, it's on the way, so it's coming to Netflix." So there you go, man. So number 5 on the list is Werewolf by Night. Number
And
1,
Cloak and Dagger in New Orleans too. So there you go.
yeah,
Ties
one of my-
together.
yeah. So number 5 on the list, Werewolf by Night, number 1 from 2020. All right. Next up on the list is probably should be no surprise to y'all since we talked about it ad nauseum last week. It is Oblivion Song number 1. This is the pink signature variant. If you look at the very bottom of the screen, you'll see like a little pink signature in there from 2018. As noted, Deadline is reporting that the Oscar-nominated Jake Gyllenhaal is set to produce and star an Oblivion Song based on the acclaimed comic series of graphic novels by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo Di Felice. Why do they say acclaimed series of graphic novels? It's like they can't just say
Sounds
comic
grown up.
Exactly. It sounds grown up. Just say it's based off the comic book. I mean, you don't have to say series of graphic novels anyway. While all issues are hot, the pink variant with just a little pink signature on the bottom picked up steam quickly, selling 31 copies, had a 7-day trend of 420%. Wow, that's a stone cold killer and a high raw sale. High raw sale of $275, and that isn't even the most expensive Oblivion songbook. The most expensive one is the foil variant. If you can find the foil variant, that book is absolutely on. That book is $1,000, $2,000, right up there, right around there. So, I mean, it's a pretty. I hope they get a big budget for it because they need a big budget to do Oblivion Song do justice. You know what I mean? So number 4 on the list, Oblivion Song number 1, the pink signature variant coming in at number 4. All right, what do we got for number 3? Did we got something on the over under?
I think we do. How about some Amazing Spider-Man number 641, The One Moment in Time, Marvel 2010. So not only is the great cover, negative cover, which is something that collectors love right now, but it also features the conclusion of the One Moment in Time storyline where Doctor Strange casts a spell to the world to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, much like the trailer that we saw. So technically, this is the one book that does, actually does have some direct story connections to the film. Hence, it did sell 48 copies last week, 7-day uptrend of 322%, and a high sale of $68 for this cover A Spider-Man.
Think about back in 2010, nobody was really like, hey, I need to get that negative variant, right? But it's all the rage now with John Tyler Christopher doing his negative variants. And this is definitely not John Tyler Christopher.
I didn't realize that negative variants went back that far, like 11 years ago. I had no idea.
I have one of the oldest ones. I think it's the first one that John Tyler Christopher did, and it's a Witchblade book.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a Witchblade negative cover, and it's a Day of the Dead cover too, which makes it extra dope. But yeah, I mean, there's also I also have a Star Wars negative too. Have you seen that one, Justin? It's Luke with all the white stormtroopers around him and all the negative spaces in white. Have you
Oh
seen that
yeah,
one?
I've seen that one. I have the
Yeah.
Anakin and the Yoda one that John Tyler
Yeah.
Christopher did.
I have the Star Wars one with the Luke and the stormtroopers on the side of it. I was looking through my stuff and said, hey, I wonder if this is worth anything. Probably is nowadays. So, Amazing Spider-Man number 641 coming in at number 3. Could we have a Spider-Man book for number 2? Yes, we do. Look at that. Spider-Man number 554. Collectors went all in on the One More Day story parallels and picked up the full storyline, which started here. It sold 75 copies. 75 copies had a 7-day trend of 326% and a high sale of $500 and a CGC 9.8. First of all, who the hell had this? Who were slabbing this? First of all, so it's like they're picking up the entire story run. Why not? They're like, maybe it's a little bit of this, maybe it's a little bit of that, but it just Mikey and I and Justin, we've all talked about this. It's like Batman moves the needle for Marvel for DC. Spider-Man moves the needle for Marvel, and it's been like that for decades. You know what I mean? Like you can do Aquaman, Wonder Woman movies, Superman movies, but if you show a Batman trailer, it will break the internet. Just like Spider-Man, broke the internet. It broke the Avengers Endgame record for most views ever.
And I can just tell from the clicks on our website, like Spider-Man, Batman just roll.
Yeah, it's the top two. Nobody cares about Iron Man, Our Man, or Darkhawk, or Slapstick. Even though I'm waiting for Slapstick to pop, I don't know why Marvel doesn't do an animated version of Slapstick. I'm waiting.
You're
for
right.
that,
That'd be great.
All right, so number 2 on the list is Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 554.
I saw stacks of this book for like $5 for $1 at conventions, like a few years ago. They just wanted to get rid of them, right?
It was a hated storyline for people who've been around that long. And back in 2007, if you're hating it literally, they got hate mail because they, Peter Parker had finally grown up. He was married and now he's back to being single, and, MJ forgot him. So we'll see how that plays out. But at least now in the movies, it makes more sense, right? The way they made it sound like, hey, my identity's blown. I need to prove my innocence. Can you make everybody forget? And then it's like, well, oops, everybody has to forget. It's not just you. So it kind of sets up the next trilogy of films too, to where maybe MJ comes back, or maybe
he'll be dating Felicia Hardy and also Firestar. But Felicia Hardy is interesting because Felicia Hardy doesn't like Peter Parker. She just wants Spider-Man. Like, forget Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's how it is in the comic. That's kind of like it's kind of like Catwoman, if you think about it, right?
You're right. Yeah.
She's really turned on by the Bat, not so much Bruce Wayne. You know what I mean? It's like she's like, hey, leave the cowl on while you're doing this. You know what I mean? So, but I can see that with Felicia Hardy too, where she's like, they're like the bad girls, right? They're more they want to be chased, and then Peter Parker is like, the nerdy kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's polls online where like, who is the best Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland? And my answer would have been Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker, right? Because he was nerdy. He looked nerdy. No girls liked him. Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man because he kind of had the best one-liners, the best quips, and he was the best physically attributed. But he was way too good-looking to be nerdy, though, right? Andrew Garfield, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Tom Holland kind of is a mix of a little bit of both,
perfect.
Still not a little bit too nerdy for me, because if you remember the comics, he had glasses. I mean, he was wearing a sweater vest, for God's sake. So, because nowadays, what we considered nerdy back then when they did Amazing Fantasy 15, and now you would just be cool, like dumpster diving for electronics. You're like cool, right? You know what I mean? Oh, you know how to code, dude? That's cool, But back then you're like, you play Dungeons and Dragons? Get out of here! Let me put you in your locker. So, all right. So Amazing Spider-Man number 544 coming in at number 2. All right, you guys ready for number 1? Can you guess what it is?
Well, it's not Spider-Man book. Oblivion Song number 1. This is the regular cover from Image Comics from 2018. So as noted earlier, Oblivion Song was on fire last week and sold a massive 160 copies for this issue, 7-day uptrend of 215%, and a high sale of $260 for a CGC 9.8. Even though it was optioned shortly after it was released in 2018, all it needed was 2021's Jake Gyllenhaal to say, I'm going to make this movie and star in it. Whew.
I don't know how many times we have to say, man, pick these up as soon as they're optioned when they're cheap. Because news drops, and especially somebody with the star power, Jake Gyllenhaal, is attached to it. It made this book jump. And 150 copies over. We're talking about eBay sales and other online retailers, right? We're not even talking about books that were bought at the comic shops, because a lot of comic shops had a bunch of these sitting around, and I would guarantee you the morning that news dropped, people raided their LCSs and bought them all for hopefully cover price.
I sent it to you guys in the private chat. This book was on clearance on Midtown Comics back in 2019. I bought 15 copies at $2.99 a piece, bagged and boarded, near mint. I should have bought more for $2.99.
I only have a measly 8 copies. So anytime I see this book in my LCS, I would buy it. It was like a $5 book. Shout out to my Comics, Tunes, and Toys, my buddy, the Big To Do. When the news dropped, he had a pie stack of 20 or 30 of these, and he priced them only at $15 to $20, which is more than fair. And I'm pretty sure they sold out, but I was able to get 6 more copies. And you know what? If you missed out, you may get one on the Lord's giveaway. Just saying, because it's coming up. So number 1 on the list is Oblivion Song, number 1 from 2018. God, I hope it does well. So like I said, man, we're going to give away some stuff. So make sure, check out the video I did on Saturday and how you can enter the contest to win some stuff, man. We're going to give away a bunch of cool stuff, and thank you all for getting us to 7,000 subs. And more importantly is actually not even the subscribers, is at one point we had 214 people in here watching, which is awesome. Wow, shout out to all of you. Justin, any last words?
No, just, Ryan's not here, so I'll say what Ryan says. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, of course, on a Tuesday night. Then for myself, again, check out the Comic-Con podcast. We're on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. Zach and I will be back this week. I was out last week. He had one of his friends on. If you guys don't know, Ninja Comics, Gabe, he opened up Torpedo Comics out there in Vegas. So it was a good episode, and that's all I got.
Wait, is that Gabe from Gabe Loves 90s Comics, Gabe?
Yeah, he changed his name now. He's Ninja Comics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Gabe's a cool cat. Gabe normally goes to cons. There's 2 booths that Torpedo has. They have their expensive bougie booth with all the slabs, and then they have the other booth where it's like a lot of cool, like Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, loose comics and stuff. And Gabe is always there, one of those knowledgeable cats. And I do believe he was part of the Omnibus Bros, too.
Yep, he's still with them.
Yeah, check out the Omnibus Bros on YouTube. They do a show about the omnibuses. Gabe is one of the more knowledgeable people. Any last words, Mikey Sutton?
Yeah, well, TiVo, again, want to thank you and to KRS Comics, to get a deal like this a week after the comic book was announced is just like the biggest shock, But you put this all together, dude. I mean, seriously, you put this all together, and great thanks to you and the crew. GeekOssityMag.com, Scoop's coming. Thank you so much. Sunday, I can't express this enough, will be the biggest show TiVo and I have ever done, I believe. when you hear this list, and now there is a certain character out here that TiVo's gonna go, no. That's all I will say.
No, in a good way or no?
Mike, you just send me the list. Don't worry about him.
No way, no, in a bad way, because you're gonna be like, oh God, no. Oh God, no. And I won't hint at it because you'll know who it is right away or what it is.
All right. Hey, we got to keep them suspenseful, right?
Yeah,
so hey,
Sunday.
So Sunday, 5 p.m. for Letters of the Long Box. Yeah. Thursday, we'll see you for the Cover Price Shakers List, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes, and I will see you on Thursday, and then you'll see me and Mikey on Sunday. So peace out, guys.
Later.
Now let's do this. Rewind, select, and come again. Pull up that from the top to the very last. Jump.
Who are you hard bondage. In this you shall know that the Lord is faith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, do it. We're here. We're back. Word up. Can't do my job. You can't get fresher than this.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 5 greatest heroes. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
When it comes, I won't even notice.
Oh, how so?
I'll be too